Good morning, boys and girls. Wasn't it so much fun yesterday seeing everybody's baby picture? I loved it. That was a hoot. Today is Friday, May 29th, 2020. It's Friday, so you'll want to get all that work done. But before we talk about that, let's celebrate. I got some Ready Gen homework, some great, awesome Ready Gen homework sent to my email from Riley, from Addie, from Ethan, from Mason, from Thomas. They were sending me their how illustrators can draw an expression, and when you look at a character, you can tell how that character's feeling. And they also sent me their ask and answer strategy questions, how readers can ask themselves questions as they're reading along to monitor their comprehension. Boys and girls, on Seesaw, when I read your animal reports, they are awesome. You really worked hard. I learned so much about lions from Thomas. I learned so much about cardinals from Grace. Mrs. Tamaka's right. When we go on Seesaw, it's the Val Pals that are turning in all those assignments, and that makes us so proud. You know how important learning is. Speaking of that, Skyla finished another Lexia level. So proud of her. Keep up the good work, Skyla. Lexia, we are so close. There's just a couple of you that owe a few minutes, so get on today and get those taken care of. What else to talk about today? Okay, today, if you are done with your slides, if you get your work done a little early and you're waiting for the day to warm up a little, because the sun is trying to come out at my house. It's not quite there yet, though. Remember, I made an epic collection for you about sloths, like we drew with Mrs. Turner. Those are very interesting. Spelling City, get on those games. Practice those words. They're a lot of fun. Way more fun than your blue folders were, right? You know that yesterday Mrs. Tamaka and Mrs. Val were at Big Tree. We were packing up all of your belongings. We were cleaning out desks, cleaning out lockers, getting your memory books ready, all those good things. Now, Mrs. Birmingham has put a letter on the Big Tree website for moms and dads to know when to pick that up. I'll tell you real quick now, but make sure you go on the website to read that letter to find out all the details. So on June 15th and 16th, if you have more than one child at Big Tree, you are allowed to go and pick up your child's belongings, but it's alphabetical, so look on there to see what day you are, 15 or 16, and you'll just be driving into the bus circle, and people will wait on you. They'll bring the stuff right out. June 17th, that's the grade 1 day. So if you don't have two or more children at Big Tree, you come and get your first graders' things on the 17th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's the grade 1 pickup. Don't worry, Kate, I threw those carrots away. We wouldn't want to see those, what they would look like in another 2 weeks, right? All right. Now, I'm not going to send a video on Monday because it's another Big Tree day for me. I have to go to Big Tree all day long, and Mrs. Birmingham has given us some jobs to do. Okay, so I'll see you next time at our Google Meet. And I'll give you our Google Meet assignment now, and I'll also email that, right? And speaking of Mrs. Birmingham, remember, boys and girls, that Mrs. Tamaka and Mrs. Val, we have to keep track of the participation and the completion of all those assignments on the slides, because Mrs. Birmingham needs those, Dr. Hughes needs those, the state of New York needs those, because they know that Big Tree kids are learning, but they need to have proof of that. So that's what that is all about. So do keep track of that. Okay? And if you need something else to do today, Alexa tells me that it's National Compost Day. Compost is made up of like dead leaves and manure. You know what that is. Old eggshells, things like that. Apple peels, and you let that in your yard, you let that decay, and then you can feed it to your soil, and it's like vitamins for your soil. I know some of you do that. You have a compost pile in your backyard or a compost bin, right? It's a great thing to do. And then she told me this joke. It's not that funny. Don't get excited. Why did the gardener water his garden with coffee? Why did the gardener water his garden with coffee? Because it was fresh ground. Get it? His garden was fresh ground, and coffee comes from coffee beans that are ground. I told you it wasn't that funny. Not all of her jokes are that good. Alrighty, your Google Meet job for Tuesday. We're going to play something called categories. So, you have to give 5 items that belong to a category. We have to guess your category. Like this. Here's my 5 clues, my 5 items. Gala, Golden, Macintosh, Jonathan, Red Delicious. All 5 of those items belong to one group. What would that group be called? I'm not going to tell you. You can tell me on Tuesday. Now, when you make that your group, right, don't make it too easy. Like, don't say like red, blue, orange, yellow, purple, because we'll know that right away your category is called colors, right? You want to make the boys and girls think a little bit. Like mine, Gala, Golden, Jonathan, Macintosh, Red Delicious. You have to kind of really think about that one. But I'll send that out on email as well. That's for Tuesday. Hey, remember, no video on Monday. I have to go to Big Tree. If you are following along in your Junie B. Jones book, grab that. Junie B. Jones is a Party Animal by Barbara Park. Chapter 3 is called The Rules. Guess what? Guess what? On Friday, Lucille's Nana called my mother, and she invited me to spend the night with Lucille on Saturday. And Mother didn't even say no. My feet zoomed all around the house when I heard that. I'm spending the night! I'm spending the night! I'm spending the night! I shouted. I zoomed into my baby brother Ollie's room. Hey, Ollie! I'm spending the night! I'm spending the night! I'm spending the... Just then, Mother runned in the door and swished me right out of there. Runned? It was not pleasant. I brushed myself off. Yeah, only you shouldn't actually swish people, I said, kind of quiet. Mother raised her voice at me. How many times, Junie B? How many times have I told you to stay out of Ollie's room while he's sleeping? Huh? How many? I thinked for a minute. Thinked? A million bazillion, I said, but that is just a ballpark figure. Mother glared at me very hard. I rocked back and forth on my feet. A ballpark figure is when you don't actually know the figure. So you make up a figure, because that will get people off your back, I explained. My boyfriend named Ricardo told me that. His father sells insurance, I believe. Mother tapped her angry foot. We are not talking about Ricardo's father, Junie B. We are talking about going into Ollie's room while he's sleeping. And besides, I haven't said that you could spend the night at Lucille's. I want to talk it over with your father first. I hugged her leg. Please, Mother. Please, please. She's doing that thing again. What's that called, boys and girls? Begging. Right. Begging is never a good way to get something. I'll be good. I promise. Just then the front door opened. It was my daddy. He was home from work. I runned to him like a speedy rocket. Runned? Then I hugged his leg too, and he couldn't even shake me off. I'll be good, Daddy. I promise. All of a sudden, Mother swished me away again. She put me down in the living room. Then she and Daddy did whispering in the hall. And guess what? They said I could go to Lucille's. Yippee! 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 Magic of 3, I shouted. After that, I started to zoom some more, but Daddy quick grabbed me by my belt. Yeah, only here's the problem. I'm not actually zooming, I told him. No, here's the problem, said Daddy. Before you spend the night with Lucille, you have to agree to the rules. Rules? I asked. There's rules involved? Lots of rules, said Daddy. Then he and Mother bended down next to me. Bended? And they told me the rules of spending the night. Oh, are you ready for this list, boys and girls? They are no running, no jumping, no shouting, no squealing, no hollering, no snooping, no spying. Oh, it continues. No arguing, no fighting, no cheating at games, no talking back to the Nana, no breaking other people's toys, no grumping, no crying, no fibbing, no tickling people when they say no, no staying up late, and absolutely no headbutting. After I heard the rules, I did a sigh. Give me a sigh. Yeah, only that doesn't actually leave me with much to work with, I said. Mother ruffled my hair. Sorry, kiddo, but that's the deal, she said. Take it or leave it. Take it, I shouted. I'll take the deal. Then I kissed Mother and Daddy on their cheeks, and I hugged them very tight, and they couldn't shake me off again. That's the end of chapter 3. Chapter 4 is called Packing My Bags. That's for our next time. All right, boys and girls, you get that work done, and you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.